Rồi, task A in the textbook. Phần bài tập trong giáo trình. 12 câu hỏi nha. Okay, the next part. Read basic in chapter 4, the muscular system. Continue with section 3 today. Ta trở lại phần đầu, quyển sách xanh ha. Tiếp tục bài số 4, bài cơ. Này chúng ta qua phần 3 nha, section 3. Video ghi lại cái video chi lại Section 3, kinds of muscle. The skeletal muscles of the body, head, anterior trunk, upper arm, posterior of the trunk, and upper arm and leg. Nội dung chung, nội dung chính của phần này sẽ gồm 2 đoạn ha. Time of muscle. Phần loại cơ. smooth muscles, skeletal muscles, and cardiac muscle. 3 types of muscle. Ý nhóm thứ hai, skeletal muscles in the body. Một số những cái nhóm cơ chính trong cơ thể. Và cụ thể là the muscles of the head, nhóm cơ ở vùng đầu. Muscles of the interior trunk and upper arm, nhóm cơ ở vùng thân trước và cánh tay. Muscles of the posterior trunk and upper arm, nhóm cơ ở vùng thân sau và cánh tay. And muscles of the leg, nhóm cơ ở vùng chân. Let's go some general ideas of the passage. Types of muscle. There are 3 kinds of muscles, including the skeletal muscle, cơ xương, smooth muscle, cơ trơn, and cardiac muscle, cơ tim. Đặc điểm của từng loại. Skeletal are mostly voluntary, mean you control it consciously, like moving your arms or walking, chewing, reading, watching. Coordinates or facilitates almost body movements. It works when it receives signals from motor neurons, I mean from the brain, and it has a striated or striped appearance. The skeletal muscles are mostly voluntary, except diaphragm and intercostal muscles. They are involuntary muscles because they control breathing automatically. Cơ xương, cơ bám xương. Thì hầu hết những cái cơ này nó sẽ là cơ chủ ý. Cơ chủ ý. Có nghĩa là chúng ta kiểm soát nó một cách có ý thức. Và hầu hết tất cả những hoạt động, những cái cử động của cơ thể đều là do cơ này hoạt động. Cơ hoạt động khi nhận được tín hiệu từ neuron vận động từ não, và cái hình dạng của nó sẽ là có vân, có sọc một vân, nên nó còn có một tên gọi khác là cơ vân đó. Cơ xương, cơ bắp xương hoặc là cơ vân striatic muscle. Và diaphragm intercostal muscles là cơ hoành và những cái cơ giang sườn, là cơ ở giữa các xương sườn đó. Cơ hoành và những cơ giang sườn, đây là những cái cơ cũng là cũng là thuộc nhóm cơ này, nhưng mà nó là involuntary, cơ không chú ý, bởi vì nó kiểm soát cái nhịp thở, cái hơi thở bằng một cách tự động. Nhóm thứ hai, smooth muscles are involuntary, mean it works automatically without conscious control, and they are found in the walls or linings of organs like stomach, intestines, blood vessels, lungs, urinary bladder, or uterus. It has no strines in appearance, means smooth and long. Spiral shaped cells or pointed ends. Thì khác với nhóm cơ xương là cơ trơn, là những cơ không chú ý, nghĩa là nó hoạt động một cách tự động. Không do cái ý thức hoặc là do não kiểm soát. Điều này tìm thấy ở trong những cái thành hoặc những cái lớp lót của các cơ quan như là dạ dày, ruột nè, các mạch máu nè, phổi nè, vân vân. Về cấu trúc của nó thì là nó sẽ không có vân, không có sọc, không có vân, no strines. Cho nên cái tên của nó là cơ trơn, smooth muscles or involuntary muscles. Rồi có những cái tế bào có đầu nhỏ. Next is a cardiac muscle. It's involuntary and works automatically, found only in the heart. It's striatic like skeletal muscles and fibers are branched. Đó, cơ tim, cơ không chú ý, chỉ tìm thấy ở tim thôi. Nó có sọc, cũng giống như là cơ xương ha, và các sợi cơ của nó được phân nhánh. Và chức năng chính nó là contracts continuously to pump blood. Thì cơ tim dĩ nhiên nó sẽ co bóp liên tục để mà bơm máu. Works without getting signals from the nerves. Hoạt động mà không cần có tín hiệu từ các nerve. Các anh chị có thể tham khảo về ý nghĩa của các loại cơ ha. The striatic skeletal muscle or voluntary muscle or striatic muscle controls all the body movements, receive the signals from the brain. A cardiac muscle or involuntary muscle only found in the heart have to work continuously to pump blood. And smooth muscles or involuntary muscles found in walls or linings of some organs like stomach, intestines, urinary bladder. Ý là thứ hai. General facts about skeletal muscles. The body has over 600 skeletal muscles. Many work in pairs. Antagonistic muscles, because the muscle can only pull, not push. For example, the biceps have to bend the arm and the tricep has to straighten the arm. The muscles are named based on the location, hormones they connect. So, in summary, skeletal muscles work in pairs. They are named by location or the function, and they are divided into the following groups: the muscles of the head, the muscles of the anterior trunk and arm, muscles of the posterior trunk and arm, and muscles of the leg. Các cơ hoạt động theo cặp đối kháng, work in pairs. Antagonist, biceps and triceps have to bend the arm and straighten the arm. Và cơ được đặt tên dựa vào cái vị trí của cơ, nó nằm ở đâu, hoặc là dựa vào các xương mà chúng nói, chúng bám vào. So, there are some major skeletal muscles in the human body, divided into groups. Muscles of the head, muscles of the front trunk and the arms, muscles of the neck trunk, posterior trunk of the arms, and muscles of the leg. Now let's go into details. Here's the names of some major skeletal muscles in our body. Từ 1 tới 5 sẽ là nhóm cơ vùng đầu đó. Temporalis, frontalis, orbicularis oculi, masseter, ocularis oris. Ta nhớ tên cơ và chức năng của nó. Temporalis, used for closing the jaw. Frontalis, on the forehead, responsible for raising eyebrows. Nâng lông mày. Orbicularis oculi, around the eye, that closes the eyelids. Nhắm mắt. Masseter, used for chewing. A jaw muscle, used for chewing. Nhai. Nâng hàm, nhai. Ocularis oris, controlling lip movement. Cử động môi. Khi người ta nói chuyện thôi. Moves to the muscles of anterior trunk and upper arm. Ta đến nhất các cơ ở phần thân trước và cánh tay. Sternocleidomastoid. Sternocleidomastoid. Active rotates and flexes the head. Xoay và gập. Xoay đầu và gập. Xoay đầu, xoay cổ, gập đầu không? Biceps brachii. Là two-headed. Nhị đầu là two-headed. Flexes the elbow. Gập khuỷu tay. Lateralis major. Lateralis major. Responsible for arm movement. Chuyển động cánh tay, di chuyển cánh tay. Lateralis minor. Lateralis minor. Stabilize the scapula. Ổn định xương bả vai. Deltoid. Deltoid. Triangular. Shoulder muscle. Responsible for arm abduction. Cơ đem tay. Rồi thì giống thành tam giác. Dang tay ra khỏi cơ thể. Abduction là hình dang ra. Mà cái cử động mà rời xa cái đường giữa cơ thể. Dang tay ra khỏi cơ thể. Arm abduction. Intercostal muscles between the ribs assist in breathing. Nó cùng với cơ hoành đó. Diaphragm. Essential for breathing. Cơ hoành và cơ gian sườn, cơ liên sườn. Hỗ trợ cho hô hấp. Rectus abdominis. Rectus abdominis. Or six pack. Important for posture. Six pack. Ta thường gọi là 6 múi. Giữ tư thế. External obliques. External obliques. Muscle on the side, abdomen. rotate the trunk, giúp xoay người. Xoay người, gặp người. Rồi, the muscles of the posterior trunk and arm, nhóm cơ ở phía phần sau lưng và cánh tay. Trapezius, that moves the scapula. Di chuyển xương bả vai. Triceps brachii, three hepatic muscles have to extend the elbow. Duỗi cánh tay, duỗi khuỷu tay. Latissimus dorsi, used for arm extension. Duỗi cánh tay. Gluteus maximus, a muscle on the buttocks, responsible for hip extension. The largest muscle of the buttocks, gọi là cơ mông lớn đó. Duỗi đùi, duỗi động hông trong những cái hoạt động như là chạy, nhảy, leo trèo. The muscles of the leg, nhóm cơ ở chân. Quadriceps. A group of four muscles on the front thigh. Vagus lateralis. Extend the knee. Duỗi khớp gối. Vagus medialis. Extend the knee. Rectus femoris. Flexes the hip and extend the knee. And vagus intermedius. Những cái nhóm cơ này là giúp duỗi khớp gối nè, duỗi gối, ổn định háng. Sartorius flexes the hip and knee. Tibialis anterior. Control the ankle movement. Ổn định cổ chân. Kiểm soát cái cử động ở cổ chân. Rồi biceps femoris. Flexes the knee. Gastrocnemius. The main calf muscle. Used in walking and jumping. And Achilles tendon. Connecting half muscle to heel. Okay, and here's the summary. Ta tóm tắt lại các cơ ở từng vùng và chức năng của nó. The muscles of the head. Muscles of the trunk. In front and upper arm. Muscles of the trunk from the back and the upper arm. And muscles of the leg. Okay, now listen to the audio file and try to practice saying the names of these muscles correctly. Bạn tai nghe và phát âm đọc tên những cái cơ này cho đúng thôi.
Muscles of the head: temporalis, frontalis, orbicularis oculi, masseter, orbicularis oris. Muscles of the anterior trunk and upper arm: sternocleidomastoid, biceps brachii, pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, deltoid, intercostal muscles, diaphragm, rectus abdominis, six-pack, external obliques. Muscles of the posterior trunk and upper arm: trapezius, triceps brachii, latissimus dorsi, gluteus maximus. Muscles of the leg: quadriceps, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, rectus femoris, vastus intermedius, sartorius, tibialis anterior, biceps femoris, hamstrings, gastrocnemius, calf muscle, Achilles tendon. Muscles of the head: temporalis, frontalis, orbicularis oculi, masseter, orbicularis oris. Muscles of the anterior trunk and upper arm: sternocleidomastoid, biceps brachii, pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, deltoid, intercostal muscles, diaphragm, rectus abdominis, six-pack, external obliques. Muscles of the posterior trunk and upper arm: trapezius, triceps brachii, latissimus dorsi, gluteus maximus. Muscles of the leg: quadriceps, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, rectus femoris, vastus intermedius, sartorius, tibialis anterior, biceps femoris, hamstrings, gastrocnemius, calf muscle, Achilles tendon. Muscles of the head: temporalis, frontalis, orbicularis oculi, masseter, orbicularis oris. Muscles of the anterior trunk and upper arm: sternocleidomastoid, biceps brachii, pectoralis major, pectoralis minor, deltoid, intercostal muscles, diaphragm, rectus abdominis, six-pack, external obliques. Muscles of the posterior trunk and upper arm: trapezius, triceps brachii, latissimus dorsi, gluteus maximus. Muscles of the leg: quadriceps, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, rectus femoris, vastus intermedius, sartorius, tibialis anterior, biceps femoris, hamstrings, gastrocnemius, calf muscle, Achilles tendon.
Okay, now listen to the audio file about the reading passage in the textbook. Rồi chúng ta sẽ nghe đọc cái bài đọc ở trong giáo trình section 3. Chủ yếu là chúng ta review lại phần vocabulary và đặc biệt là phần pronunciation.
Types of muscle. Types of muscle and the skeletal muscles of the body. Head, anterior trunk and upper arm, posterior of the trunk and upper arm, leg. As noted, skeletal muscles contract when they receive messages from motor neurons. These messages usually come from the brain and are voluntary. This means that an individual is conscious of making the decision to move a muscle. The majority of the body's skeletal muscles are voluntary. However, there are a few which are involuntary. This means that they contract without the individual being aware of making the decision. These muscles are the diaphragm and the intercostal muscles, which facilitate breathing. Two other types of muscle are located in the human body, and both are involuntary. The first type is smooth muscle. This is located in the lining of many organs. For example, smooth muscle is found in digestive organs, such as the stomach and intestines, as well as in the passageways leading to the lungs, the urinary bladder, some blood vessels, and the uterus. Smooth muscles are so called because the muscle fibers have a more uniform appearance. They are the same everywhere, unlike the skeletal muscles, which are striped or striated. Smooth muscles are formed of bundles of long cells with pointed ends. The second type is cardiac muscle. This is found exclusively in the heart. Cardiac muscle fibers are similar in organization to skeletal muscle fibers, except the fibers are branched. These, like smooth muscles, are also involuntary and react without any stimulus from neurons. Cardiac muscle works non-stop throughout the day. It contracts and relaxes roughly 100,000 times every day to pump blood around the body.
The skeletal muscles of the body. The human body has over 600 skeletal muscles. Many of these exist in pairs. As muscles can only pull and are unable to push, it is necessary for them to work as a pair. An example is the biceps and the triceps. There are two biceps brachii muscles, one on each arm, two temporalis muscles, one on each side of the head, and each thigh contains a rectus femoris muscle. Muscles are often named after the areas in which they are located. For instance, the tibialis anterior muscle is found on the front, anterior, of the tibia. Muscles are also named after the bones they connect. For example, the sternocleidomastoid connects the sternum, the clavicle, and the mastoid area of the temporal bone. The muscles of the head. The temporalis is located beneath the temporal bone. English speakers often refer to the side of the head near the eye as the temple. The temporalis muscles help to close the mouth and can be observed contracting when the chewing process occurs. The frontalis muscles are found beneath the frontal bone and reside in the skin of the forehead. The main action of the frontalis muscles is to raise the eyebrows and produce wrinkles on the forehead. The orbicularis oculi are found around the eye. Orb means circle, and oculi refers to the eye. They are sphincter-type muscles, meaning that the muscles are formed in a ring. The orbicularis oculi muscles are used primarily for closing the eyelids when blinking or going to sleep. The masseter muscles are powerful muscles found between the side of the mouth and the ear. These muscles are used to raise the lower jaw and are also important in the chewing process. The orbicularis oris is known as the kissing muscle and is located around the mouth. This sphincter-type muscle is used to purse the lips in order to facilitate whistling and talking. Orb means circle, and oris means mouth.
2. Muscles of the anterior trunk and upper arm. The term anterior is used to describe the front part of the body. The muscles described below are visible from the front of the body. The trunk, or torso, is an anatomical term for the central part of many animal bodies, including that of the human, from which extend the neck and the limbs. The sternocleidomastoid muscles connect the sternum, the clavicle, and the mastoid area of the temporal bone. The sternocleidomastoid muscles are important in flexing the neck and rotating the head. These muscles are commonly abbreviated to SCM. The biceps brachii muscles are located on the front of the arm. The function of the biceps is to rotate the forearm and flex the elbow. Biceps brachii is a Latin term meaning two-headed muscle of the arm. These muscles can be strengthened using weight and resistance training. The pectoral major muscles are large muscles across the chest. These muscles are important for flexing the arm and pulling the rib cage upward. These thick muscles are fan-shaped and make up the bulk of the chest muscles in a male. In a female, these muscles lie under the breasts. Located beneath the pectoral major is the pectoral minor. The main function of the pectoral minor is to stabilize the scapula. The deltoid muscles are triangular in shape and rest on a shoulder. The name originates from the Greek letter delta, which resembles a triangle. The wide end of the muscle is attached to the shoulder blade and collarbone. The deltoids are used when moving the arms away from the body. The intercostal muscles are found between the ribs. They form and move the chest wall. The primary function of the intercostal muscles is to assist with breathing. The thoracic diaphragm is a sheet of broad internal muscle which divides the interior of the body trunk into two sections, the thoracic cavity, heart, lungs, and ribs, and the abdominal cavity. The diaphragm is essential for breathing. The rectus abdominis are two vertical muscles that extend from the chest down to the bottom of the trunk. These muscles are often referred to as a six-pack, as there are three divisions to the muscle on either side of a midline. The muscles are important for the body's posture, a reflex to keep the body upright. They also help with breathing and play an important role in protecting the internal organs. The external obliques are sheets of muscle that stretch from the rectus abdominis to the side of the body. The main function of these muscles is to flex and rotate the trunk. They also support and protect the internal organs of the abdomen, such as the liver, the intestines, and the stomach.
The three muscles of the posterior of the trunk and upper arm. Posterior is the term used to describe the backside of the body. The muscles described below can be viewed on the back of the body. The trapezius is a sheet of muscle that extends from the neck across the back shoulder. The trapezius aids in moving the scapula. Its other function is to support the arm. It is used in conjunction with the deltoid muscles when carrying out the action of throwing. The triceps brachii muscles are located on the back of the upper arm. The term triceps means three-headed arm muscle in Latin. It is the muscle which is principally responsible for the extension of the elbow joint, straightening the forearm. It is called a three-headed muscle because there are three bundles of muscles, each with different origins, joining together at the elbow. Extending from the side of the body across the back, the latissimus dorsi muscle is used to extend the arms from the body. This is the broadest muscle of the back. The gluteus maximus muscles form the buttocks. Taken from two Latin words, gluteus meaning buttock, and maximus meaning the biggest, this muscle extends the thigh. It is therefore important in both running and climbing. It also assists in raising the trunk from a flexed position. These large, powerful muscles also give the buttocks their rounded shape. 4. Muscles of the leg. The quadriceps femoris is actually four muscles that form the front of the upper leg. It is the strongest and leanest muscle in the human body. All four parts of the quadriceps muscle are attached to the patella, kneecap, via the quadriceps tendon. The four muscles on each leg that comprise this group are vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, rectus femoris, and vastus intermedius. The function of the vastus lateralis is to extend the leg at the knee joint. It is situated on the outer side of the thigh. Vastus means large, and lateralis means on the side. The vastus medialis is located on the other side of the upper leg to the vastus lateralis, on the inner side of the thigh. Rectus femoris not only extends the leg at the knee joint, but also steadies the hip joint. The vastus intermedius lies beneath rectus femoris. It is located deeper in the leg. The sartorius is an S-shaped muscle that extends diagonally across each thigh. It is the longest muscle in the human body. Its primary functions are to rotate the thigh at the hip joint and to
Rồi các chị đọc lại bài nó làm cái task trong giáo trình trước ha. Ở trang 65. Ở trang 68. Task 1 to task 8. Đây đây là task and a link given. Các anh chị đừng làm bài và đường link nha. From task 1 to task 6 and task 8.